Every day you are judged on how you look, how you act, and what you say. And some of those can have consequences on your future. The saddest part is a lot of these judgments are in the very first few minutes of the interaction. In knowing this, it becomes important that you get off on the right foot. I use medicine as an example for a lot of these interactions because professionalism is so important. We're being judged on that pretty heavily, obviously. It can be applied to work interactions, school interactions, romantic interactions. These can be applied to a lot of those things. Okay, the things that people can judge you on, that you have control over, and some that you don't, okay? And some of the ones you don't are your race, your height, your age, okay? Those are things you cannot change, right? And people make snap judgments about you because of those things. It's unfair. I would even say weight is a factor, you know? It's a hard thing to change sometimes. And people will make judgments about you, about who you are, before ever actually speaking with you or knowing your work ethic or anything like that. So obviously, that's something that's there. You can't do anything about that. So let's go over the things you do have control over, okay? A huge one that I think gives people big advantages, especially as medical students, but this can go in any field, is cleanliness. Nails, make sure they're clipped. Make sure that your shoes are clean. Make sure that they're nice and clean and they're not dirty. Make sure your outfit is put together. I'm not saying, absolutely not saying that you have to spend a lot of money. You don't have to have the nicest figs. You can have crummy scrubs. I don't think that matters. Are put together with the way you dress, then people will end up treating you differently. Just for example, this week I was rotating with this team and I got compliments on my nice white Nikes. These were clearance, these weren't expensive, but I keep them white. I've had them for almost a year. They're pretty white for hospital shoes because I only wear them in the hospital. If it's raining, I don't wear them, so I just try to keep them nice and white. And I get compliments all the time. People will just assume that I'm a cleaner person because my shoes are clean. Another thing that kind of bugs me, there's two things that kind of bug me when I see medical students now as a resident, that I think to myself, if they just changed this, they would pull their appearance together so much better, is number one, having a wrinkle-free white coat, a non-dingy wrinkle-free white coat. Make sure that thing is bleached so it's nice and crystal white. If you don't have an iron, just dry it, okay? Make sure that it doesn't have any wrinkles. I know as a student, I would stuff my white coat into my backpack and the thing is gonna get wrinkled by default. One way to get around this is to have a white coat that has a different material, like a synthetic material that doesn't wrinkle. That's how you can get around that. The second is, I'm gonna just say this with men. I'm not gonna go with women because I just see this with men all the time in medical school. They will wear a pretty sharp business casual outfit, right? They'll even have the tie. You know, the attending's not even wearing a tie. They're wearing a tie with a nice dress shirt, nice dress pants, and they're wearing running shoes. It's like, just pull the whole outfit together, put those flashy dress shoes on, have the whole outfit all put together. Don't skip it on the shoes. If you do that, it just gives off a different impression, okay? Try to look your best every single time. I swear to you guys, it's almost unfair how much different people will treat you. All right, now, physical appearance is very important. It's an unfair advantage that some people have. They say pretty people and people that are normal body weight tend to get preferential treatment. It's sad, whereas people who are overweight or may not be as physically attractive are sometimes thought of as being lazier or not as trustworthy or not as hardworking. It's unfortunate. They've actually done studies and it's very similar to racism. Obviously, you're judging someone purely off of how they look. Everybody does it, unfortunately. So if you can change your physique, then it'll make a big difference. Having a more fit physique, losing weight gives the appearance that you're a hard-working person, because if you can get in pretty good shape, that means you work pretty hard in the gym. But from my experience, just because you work hard in the gym doesn't mean you work hard in school or work. It just means you work hard in the gym. Does it transfer everywhere? I don't think so. But a lot of people make that assumption when they see really fit people, okay? I got some advantages because I'm kind of a muscular guy. When I was in surgery, I felt like certain attendings just thought I was a cooler dude than I really was, because I'm just fit. They even said that. It was like, oh, you're into exercise, we had something to talk about. But I felt like I got unfair treatment because of that. And in other instances, like in OBGYN, I felt like I was negatively impacted for being a guy. I was told by residents to not scrub in. There's someone who I could just tell didn't like me. She would tell me, do not scrub in. I don't want you scrubbing in on this case. I would go into the room being all dejected. I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna observe then. This is fine, whatever. And the attending would say, why aren't you scrubbed in? You're supposed to be in this case. So I was purposely being screwed over a little. In either situation, I didn't do anything. It was just how people perceived me. So I either got advantages or disadvantages. These things happen, okay? But let's talk about things that are more important than just your looks, okay? Those things are very superficial. In the medical field, you would hope that doctors would be more willing to look past that kind of stuff. I think these are more important, and it's how you act. Confidence. The ability to just walk up to that scary person, say a boss or a CEO or some attending who everybody says is mean or whatever, and people kind of avoid this person. They're scared and they're kind of in charge. Being confident is being able to just walk straight up to that person and say, hey, and shake their hand and say, it's really nice to meet you. And just be confident, speak clearly. It goes a long way. Another point about your behavior is also being concise. The less you say, the less opportunities you have to say something stupid. If you say really intelligent things, then yeah, people are gonna think that you're an intelligent person. If you talk too much, you just give yourself more opportunities to say something dumb. And once you say something dumb, people will change their mind about you instantly. So if you say very little and bring substance to the conversation, it can be neutral, it's okay. You don't want to say nothing, right? You want to say something. But if you say very little, in the listener's mind, they will start thinking that you're a much smarter person. If all they know is someone who speaks very well, then that's all they're gonna have to go off of, okay? So I'll give you an example. There was someone I knew during rotations that struggled quite a bit in school. Exams, content just didn't click, and they struggled. But when we were in rounds, table rounds or some kind of presentation, they always excelled because they said just enough to get their point across, and that was it. The attendings and residents all thought this person was a very hardworking, brilliant person, which this person was very hardworking, but they struggled a lot through school. But even with all the struggles, right, the academic struggles, in the clinical setting, in the professionalism, they appeared much smarter than they really were. And even myself, I was so blown away. And it really showed me that you want to be concise, especially if you're a student who struggles. Say very little, you'll look like a genius. And then on the flip side, I know some people who were very intelligent who would talk too much, okay? They'd talk over other people. They would correct people, even worse, correcting one of your superiors, okay, like a resident. That kind of behavior will shoot you in the foot because they hold the power in that interaction, and you don't want to be correcting people. Don't relish in the fact that you know something that someone else doesn't, and you make a point to let them know, it will never be beneficial to you. So work ethic, huge. Show up to work early, be reliable, answer emails quickly, answer texts quickly, be professional in all communications. When you're texting or shooting emails, be very professional, keep everything concise. Don't skip, like if you're a medical student, try as hard as you can not to skip out on things. People will catch you. You will be caught, so don't let that happen to you. How can you become more confident, be more concise, be more knowledgeable, and really impress the people around you? It's all about preparation. It's being a consistent person, a consistent studier, someone who is always working on their weak points, someone who values their health. The way you treat yourself will reflect your work. The amount of time and effort that you put into something will be noticed by others, and you will seem like a sharp person. If you struggle with social interactions and feeling confident, the best way is to practice it. Can you strike up a conversation with a complete stranger? Try it. Try it with 2 people, okay? And it'll help you a lot. You guys, I wish you the best. I hope that you can use this to your advantage. I wish you the best, and I hope that you can get all your goals that you've ever wanted. Now go kick some butt.